Our top story tonight, Attorney General Sessions testifying before the House Judiciary Committee. The committee Republicans have been waiting 3.5 months after they asked for a second special counsel to investigate Clinton corruption. Today, they finally got what might pass for an answer with some, but it satisfied almost no one on the committee. Congressman Jim Jordan, one of those, trying to get a straight answer from the Attorney General. Good evening, Congressman. Great to have you with us. Let's, as we begin here, share some of your direct questioning of the Attorney General with the audience.
Well, we know one fact. We know the Clinton campaign, the Democrat National Committee paid for, through the law firm, paid for the dossier. We know that happened. And it sure looks like the FBI was paying the author of that document. And it sure looks like a major political party was working with the federal government to then turn an opposition research document, the equivalent of some National Enquirer story, into an intelligence document, take that to the FISA court so that they could then get a warrant to spy on Americans associated with President Trump's campaign. That's what it looks like. And I'm asking you, doesn't that warrant, in addition to all the things we know about James Comey in 2016, doesn't that warrant naming a second special counsel, as 20 members of this committee wrote you 3.5 months ago asking you to do?
Well, Mr. Comey is no longer the director of the FBI.
Thank goodness.
We have an excellent man of integrity and ability in Chris Wray, and I think he's going to do an outstanding job, and I'm very happy about that.
He's not here today, Attorney General.
And I would say,
you are, and I'm asking for a special
time of the gentleman.
and I would say, looks like is not enough basis to appoint a special counsel.
Whoa, looks like not enough. Congressman, was your blood boiling at that point with that answer?
Yeah, more importantly, Lou, the American people want that answer. I mean, think about what sure looks like took place. The idea that one major party can finance an opposition research document working with, looks like complicit with the federal government, the FBI, who may have been paying Christopher Steele, the author of that document. They then take that document, present it as an intelligence document to the FISA court, get a warrant to spy on Americans. That should never happen in this country. And that's what news accounts, everything points to. That's exactly what took place. What we're asking is, let's find out if, in fact, that took place. And if it did, people need to be held accountable for something like that going on in the United States of America. That's all we're asking. 3.5 months ago, we asked for a special counsel. We've learned a lot of information, new information since then. Let's get this done and get answers for the American people.
So, as we look at what happened today in that committee, the committee room, I mean, it's discouraging because you didn't even get an answer with his appearance today to the question you asked and the action you asked for 3.5 months ago.
Right. And look, let's be clear. I like Jeff Sessions. I think he did a great job in the United States Senate. You did, too. He's our Attorney General. But frankly, we're not getting much different treatment from this Justice Department than we got with the Holder and Lynch Justice Department. So I started my question off with one simple question. Did the FBI pay Christopher Steele? Was Christopher Steele, the author of the dossier, on the FBI payroll? When you look at Byron York's column, and you look at Kim Strassel's column over the weekend, and what took place, and the fact that the FBI in 2016 was meeting with Christopher Steele on a regular basis, he was providing them reports that became part of this dossier. I want to know if was our government paying the guy who wrote the dossier that the Clintons were financing also?
Well,
Did that happen?
Let's share with the audience your question and the Attorney General's answer when trying to link GPS Fusion, the Democratic Party, the FBI.
This happened in the summer of 2016. We know the Clinton campaign, the Democrat National Committee, paid through a law firm, Fusion GPS, to produce the dossier. We know the author was Christopher Steele. It's been reported that he was on the payroll of the FBI. I'm just wanting to know if, in fact, that is the case.
I'm not able to provide an answer to you.
Did the FBI present the dossier to the FISA court?
I'm not able to answer that.
Well, did you get the impression, Congressman, that he was not answering because he didn't feel he should, or did you get the feeling, as I did, that he didn't know the answer to your question?
Yeah, good point, Lou, and I wish, frankly, I would have asked him that. I don't know, But the idea that you cannot tell us if someone's on the payroll. We have certain people who are part of our staff in our congressional offices here in Washington and our district offices in Ohio. I know how many people they are. I know what they get paid. I know if they're on the payroll or not. He's the head of the Justice Department. The FBI is part of the Justice Department. Was, in fact, the Justice Department in the summer of 2016, in the midst of a presidential campaign, paying someone who was out writing a dossier that was also being financed by the Democrat National Committee? That is a fundamental question. We're not asking, did you look at what the dossier may have been used, how it was done. All we're asking is, was this individual being paid? That's a pretty simple question, and it should be an answer. And frankly, why are they so reluctant to tell us if they took the dossier to the FISA court, if it was part of the basis for getting a wiretap on Carter Page? Why are they so reluctant to tell us that? If you did it, you did it. Just let us know.
Right. And if they didn't, you would think the answer would have been straightforward and immediate. No, we did not.
Look, I am almost 100% sure. I'm not, but I am almost 100% sure they used it. They took it to the FISA court. It was a basis for spying on Americans. That was used to get the warrant to spy on Americans, and it should not work that way.
It should not work that way, but so much of what is happening in the swamp these days should not be happening that way.
Remember, none of the press had this parts of this dossier long before it ever became public.
Right.
No one in the press would print it because it's a bunch of garbage. It's a National Enquirer type document.
Until BuzzFeed.
Until James Comey on January 6, 2017 goes and meets President-elect Trump in New York, briefs him on the dossier, and then someone leaks the fact that briefing took place. And then once it's leaked out and it's legitimized because there was this meeting.
Who do we know in the FBI who might have leaked that?
I asked the Attorney General that question today, too. Who leaked it, and are you investigating who in fact leaked that?
27 investigations underway into leaks, 3 times as many as at any time previous. Congressman Jim Jordan, as always, thank you. We appreciate it.
Take care.
You too.